Hey all, welcome. In past few months, I have been using AI a lot to develop and ship things. And most of the developers and companies are shifting towards using AI, and most of them get confused how to use AI properly. You ask a question and AI give you answer, and sometimes it seems it doesn't work. I have been into that situation, and based on my experience and learning, I will share you few techniques, and even if you don't use AI, I'll share how do you onboard using AI, and let's get into it. And let me keep the context clear. We'll be learning how to use AI for effectively, efficiently, ethically, and most important, safely. Right now, let's get into it. Before going to like how to use AI, first you need to understand where to use AI and what AI can actually do and help you. So, how do you get onboarded first? Onboarded first, yeah. So, whenever you join a new company or you are starting a new project, you need to learn few tech stack, and you call it as a skill. You go, you learn a course or something. AI is similar thing. You need to have a skill how to use AI, and then first thing you need to do is you need to have self reflection on what are you going to build. So basically, let me keep context clear. So first thing is what you're going to build. So it might contain the plan, what are the subtasks you are going to do, and what are the sequence, so on. First is plan. You make plan, and the plan includes what is the product and who are your users and what is the problem you're going to solve for them, right? This is clear. Now once you have a clear plan, you get a design task, a particular task. You won't be solving all the tasks when you are in an organization. Even if you are doing a project, you need to have clear scope of what you are doing. So I'll write it as your role, whether you are developer, you are product manager, you need to know your scope basically. Once you have clear role, it will uh, basically you take your set of tasks, and now you need to identify where can I use AI and where can I get more reliability using AI. And this is more subjective kind of thing. You go to internet, you see that people use AI for particular task. You see that they get result, and you assume that AI can give the same result to your project, but it doesn't work. Why? Because AI is more problem and context driven. So it all depends upon how well that model is trained for the particular problem you are solving. We'll get into details. So on high level, you need to know what is right for you, right? Uh, I mean, what is right for you mean one is where you can use AI, and second one is where you need to avoid using. I hope you got my point here. Now, the third most important thing, why you are using AI for it and why not you are avoiding it. Because most of the time we assume things, like you might think that this is going the right way, but once the result lands, it doesn't work. And sometimes if you avoid few scope to not use AI, it might perform better. So you need to understand why, so it will make a clear scope. So the clear understanding is you need to have self reflection, what you are building, the plan, what product, who are users, and what is the problem you solve. And next, you need to know the role or roles of the work you do. You are developer or you are PM or whatever you are, and you need to know what is right for you to use AI. You need to know where you can use AI, where you need to avoid using AI, and why you are using AI in that sense, and why not you are using AI. It will make a clear scope for you. Now, these are all fine. These are all the questions. Now, if you clearly need to know the answer that will AI help me, then you need to answer this question. If uh, AI could handle this task, so and so task, I will spend my time on so and so task. This is most important thing, because if you are able to have reflect yourself on what to use AI and what not to use AI, you will be having a clear plan and you can move more effectively. And it is also important to know why you are handling that task to AI and why you are not handling the task to AI. So it will make you understand, make your design more clean, and it will move from demo application to something which can be shipped. And uh, you, I agree that we need human intervention over this, but using AI, this is where we can move things much forward, right? Yeah. Now, let me give example of like how we can uh, map these things to the real world to use AI. So in AI, we are having something called prompts. Prompts is a communication between you and AI model. You describe what you want to AI. Communication between you and AI model. Right. Now, based on the self reflection, let me check. Let me see how you can. Let me show you how you can write prompt. So here I'm having a brief. So here I'll state what I am building. I want to build a split easy app, which log my expenses and settle balances with my roommates. So now who are my users? In my roommates are around 20 to 35 years old who are sharing house, and I'll give few characters how what kind of users they are, and why do I really need this app. There are like many things out there. I can use Excel, I can use Note to split bills. Why why do I really need this app? This is the problem. And if I speak in terms of uh, work you do in your company, it's, it's kind of the impact you're creating. with the work you are doing, right? Now we have clearly clarified what we want to build. I'll move towards my role. So currently this is my personal project. So I'm a solo builder. Now if you are into any like work, you can say that uh, I'm a principal software engineer or senior software engineer, so on, right? It's up to you. You can replace this with your own designation. Now I say that I own all the product decisions, all the iOS code and releases. I don't have any designer and backend team. I'm the one who is responsibility for all the things. uh, I have mentioned my role and clear constraints I have so that it can do better work for me. Now, coming to constraints, you can't just uh, say that you need to do this work. You'll be having some deadlines and some quality constraints that you need to achieve. Now, team wise, it's just me. I'm a solo developer, and around I can spend around 10 hours per week. So, what is the tech stack I'm looking for? These are all the tech stack I look for, and this is the timeline I'm looking for. I need to take it to test flight at least 8 weeks. These are all the non-negotiable things. I don't want ads since it is my personal application. I don't want to sell any user data, and the money math must be exact, integer sense, and never floats. So that these are mostly aligned towards my real world cases. Now, this is the most important thing, identifying where I want AI and where I don't want AI. To write this, first I need to reflect myself that if AI could handle so and so task, I will spend my time on so and so task. Based on that, see, uh, I know AI is trained with lot of data. I understand that AI can write better Swift UI views based on my experience. So, and again, you can't trust AI. I mean, I have experience that it can write better views, but for your problem, if you want to know that AI can write better views, you need to do some evaluation. I'll come to that later, but on higher level, these are the things I have experienced and done evals and thought that AI can do better job in particular four things. Now, where I don't want AI, payment or settlement math without me, because this is the most important thing that is driving my product. If I trust AI in building this thing, I might end up with some errors or some crashes in my core logic. And authentication and key handling, it can give me recommendations like what are the possible ways, but I am the one who need to take ownership and decision for it, right? And product scope discussion are given by me. I'll decide what need to ship and what is the timeline for that. Now this is clear. We know what AI can do and what AI can't do. Once we figure this out, it is easy. Now everyone has their own way to work, and even with AI, you need to make it adaptable to work in your way. So for me, I'm a techie guy. I can read and understand the code. I mostly want to focus on why AI had chose this decision. So I say that, hey, be direct. Show me the code. I'll review it and give me the design rationale. I don't want to have any theoretical things. I have idea of all those things. I just need to understand why you took particular decision. Got it? For someone who is junior and who does not have idea on particular tech stack or particular things which you have given. Suppose you does not have idea on Swift or Firebase, you can say that explain me what it does and when to use such things. You can learn from AI. That's a good thing. And next, you need to flag assumptions with facts. So AI makes lot of assumptions because of what it got trained. But in reality, things change every day, and you need to ask AI to come up with the fact that applies today, right? It should not be an assumption. If a change touches my money or authentication, stop and ask first, because these two are key things for my app. Because if someone modifies money in my Splitwise app, I'm the one who is getting lost. And authentication is also, I don't want anyone other than my roommates to authenticate to this app. I want particular set of users to authenticate. So these are the key things I have said to AI, that focus on this, I do this, and here it is how I want you to work. I don't want you to baby feed me. Just do this. Now, these are the key things which we are talking. What you are going to build, what is your role, and what are your constraints to work. Right? We are good till here. We got to know like how we can use AI. Now, you might tell that this is how we are using AI, but still AI could not give the good answer. Now you might say that this is fault of AI model. Is it actually true? No, because most of the things are skill based things. So it is a skill to train AI to work in the way you want. Sometimes it doesn't give right output. It either means you are choosing the wrong model, or you either not specifying things properly to AI. Right? Now let's learn how you can collaborate with AI. Suppose, let me state in terms of natural humans. You are working on something and you have a friend. Here, your friend is an AI model. Suppose you need to use AI like your friend. Now, you might say that, hey, my friend is talented, or my friend has so and so knowledge, but AI doesn't have. What if your friend does not have knowledge? You share knowledge to your friend, right? Same way, you need to share knowledge to AI. Now, you need to know how to share knowledge to AI, because AI is not human to uh, think on new things. So, we have generative AI which will focus on building new things, but it is based on pre-trained things. Let's not go into a much broader way. Let's keep the scope into how we collaborate AI. So, based on my experience, I will uh, I will split AI collaboration into four key things. One is decision making. Decision making is very important. You need to tell AI how to make the right decisions. Without good decisions, you are going to waste your work and you are going to come back to the initial stage. So, as we discussed before, you need to self reflect yourself to take the right decision and handle the AI right set of things. The same way, you need to ask AI to do self reflection and do what it knows and ask what it doesn't know. Right now, second thing is communication. Communication with AI is very important. Like, you tell something, not everyone can understand you, so you need to frame it in the right way so that your particular set of audience which you are looking to communicate, they can understand clearly. Right now, in communication, you will tell or describe AI what it needs to do, how it needs to do, and explain why it did in that way. So you'll have clear handshake. You tell what to do, it does, and it will tell how it did and why it took particular decision. So now you can make the right choices before you ship the product. Right now, how do you say that whatever AI did is the right choice? You need to do evaluation. You need to have certain set of metrics to say that, hey, this is what AI produced and this satisfies my product. Right? It depends upon the scope of product. If you are building a product for 10 users, does the decisions took by AI work well for the 10 users? If you are doing a product for millions of users, does the complexity of the decision took by AI satisfies the 1 million? You need to evaluate based on your requirement. Got it? Now, fourth most important thing is ownership. Hey, look, yes, written code and it works. Now, later someone sees a bug in your code. Do they come and ask AI, why did you create this bug? Or do they ask you? Obviously, who are you are the one who is responsible. Later, if manager sees any issue in the app, you are the one who is responsible to answer why you have not able to catch it or fix it. Right? You need to have clear ownership. Even after AI generating the result, you need to have few guidelines or gods so that before you ship the product, the output satisfies all the guidelines. Right? These are the four things that are important. We can dig deep and understand into this. So, to understand how this works, first important thing is you need to map your current work with these principles. Let me keep it in a right way. So, the wording will be good. Four principles. You need to map your current work with these principles. Now, what do I really mean to map? Right? Suppose this is the prompt which I have created previously. Now, in this prompt, what is communication, what is decision making, what is the ownership I took? You need to know that. So, suppose you see here I said, hey AI, do this task for me. I said to create a Swift UI view. Now, this is a decision I took based on the evals I have made. Right? Here I am doing decision making based on my previous experience and evaluation. And I'm saying to write unit test. These are all the things I took decision that hey, go and do it for me. Now come to here. Here you can see that hey, authentication and key handling, you need to propose it. I will decide whether I need to take into consideration or not. right? Now what I'm doing here, I'm making one decision for AI to explore it, but I'm the one who is taking ownership to either ship it or not. This is the most important thing. Authentication and key handling are important for me because that is core of my product and spoke to my users. So I'm taking ownership such that in future nothing get crashed. Okay, again here, see, I have said payment or settlement math without me reviewing line by line. So I said that hey, I must review that line. You can't just ship it without me reviewing that code. This is the communication I'm building with AI. How to work with me. I have three sets of things. I said how to work with me. I communicated what are the challenges and what are the design rationale I need. These are the things. So in this way, you need to map your current work or prompt with the principles which I have shown. And these principles are wording of my own. So uh, it's fine if you word, word it in any way. But the clear intent is it comes down to these four root things: decision making, communication, evaluation with metrics, and ownership. These are the most important thing to use AI, right? Now let's do one task. Now I have this prompt. I will give AI this prompt and check whether AI can do good or not, right? Yeah, I say it's not able to do that. I say follow instructions in this prompt and I just say this and I put in a plan mode since I need to know some design rationale and everything. Now I will give it and I'll come back so that meantime we can focus on other things. Now let's focus on uh, after mapping your work, current work and AI generates the output. How do you know whether it is good or not? To know that, we should also understand the AI capabilities and limitations. Hey, suppose I went here and I choose a particular model and particular plan or agent. Why I am choosing it? The reason behind is I know that this AI model is capable of doing this. This AI model has these limitations, so on. For plan, I am choosing Opus 5, which is released today because it has good depth of design and it has good technical knowledge. But when I go and implement a small view, do I need to use Opus 4. Opus 5? No, because even GPT-5 can do that small set of tasks, right? Now here you to understand that you need to know. Yeah, here it asks me pick the features that ships in 8 week. Anything unpicked I'll mark as explicitly out of scope. Group the roommates I need it. Expense plus equal split I need it. Balance view plus who owns I need it. Mark as paid or new real payment. Yeah, I need it. I need authentication and invites. Custom splits. Currently it's not uh, my thing. Offline support or sync, not key. Push notifications or reminders. Do I need to notify them? That is my next set of scope. And do I need photos of the people? No, I'm fine with names. I know because they are my roommates. I don't need to worry about those photos. These are all uh, I'm fine if these are all the things which are not in my first app. So I'll say okay, go and do it. Now we'll come back to this. Now we are having AI capabilities and limitations, right? Now, how do you know that particular model is capable of this and particular model is not capable of this? To identify that, you need to know how models are trained and built. Suppose I'm using Claude model. I need to understand how Claude model is trained and built. So there are in every modern AI application, there are three things. One is, let me, three development processes. Now, first thing is transform transformers architecture. Currently, you see most of the AI models are performing well. The first reason for it is transformer architecture. It is able to identify patterns and detect new it able to adapt to new set of problems. It is because of transformer architecture. You can see neural networks, how the architecture is built, and so on. Second thing is vast set of training data. In current world, there is no limitation for training data. There is lot of training data which the companies train their models on. And third thing is lot of computation power. You can see that lot of AI companies are having lot of data centers to handle their computation powers and limits, right? Because of that, we are able to use the model properly. So when you choose a particular model for particular set of work, you need to identify that what uh, is the transformer architecture it use, how much data it is model is trained on, and the computation power. If you are able to figure it out, you can choose the right model. Now, in the training, there are two set of things that we can discuss on. One is pre-training, pre-trained data. One more is fine-tuned data. What is pre-trained data and what is fine-tuned data? Pre-trained data is what the model trained on using what is existing, and fine-tunement is what we are expecting model to do for our problem. So this is a problem which the model is not trained on, but we need a model to be able to identify patterns and able to solve this. So to solve this, we have generative AI. What generative AI is does, it does not analyze previous uh, patterns. It works on future problems. We got this. Now, what are the limitations of AI model? And these limitations are generic for all models, and based on the model you choose, it might increase or it might decrease. But the generic limitations which I have experienced are model making hallucinations and Suppose you tell something to model and you you are you ask for the output. Sometimes the model is not trained on particular set of things, or there is some improvement in particular library or something, but model cannot understand it, and it tries to tell you that, hey, what I have done is right, but there is some better approach over there which might reduce your maintainability, or it is more scalable. So you need to ensure that your AI model does not hallucinate on particular set of things. Another thing is versatility of model. What is versatility mean? So suppose I have a particular problem, and the problem is uh, solved in a different way by different people. You are a junior engineer. The way you solve the problem is different from the way seniors solve the problem. A junior focuses more on functionality, where a senior focuses more on the performance of the app. So you need to know based on the problem whether the model is able to identify the versatility of the problem, right? That's the most important thing. The we can test that how model. I'll show with the proof how model changes its versatility. And the third most important thing is knowledge cutoff. How do you know that AI is good at everything? It is not good, right? So if you have 100 set of ways, AI choose X, suppose 70%, 70 ways, but is that 70 ways contain the best possible result, or remaining 30? So you need to know, ask AI that, hey, why did you not consider this Y amount of thing, and why did you consider this X amount of thing? If you ask this question, you'll AI is able to give you the right reasoning whether it did a right job or not. So based on this, you are able to do uh, you are able to communicate with AI model properly and get the right output. Right, now let's see whether the plan is built or not. Yeah, the plan is built. uh, Let me, I'll say the AI model that, okay, uh, to create a summary of it so we can not waste the time. Yeah, explain and summarize plan in a context of the plan and decisions made to a file so that I can reuse it for next AI use cases. Now I'm asking it to summarize the context of the plan and decisions it made in a separate file, so that if I'm working on the same task in another session, I can reuse this file and make changes over there. Let me see whether it does a good job or not. Yeah, it created a context.md file. Let me preview this. Yeah, it created a reusable AI context. It says about the app problem, users, my role, and the constraints, collaboration contract. Give me all these things that freely. It should stop and ask in these lines, and it should only propose and never apply. Decisions making should be done by me, and it says what are the decisions logged, what are in scope and what are out of scope, and the design rationale. Now, your job is to read this and identify the gaps in this so that you can make things right. Now, I'll go through on high level and check. These are looking good to me. AI collaboration contract is looking good to me. Decisions logged are good, looking good to me. Groups are roommate, household, offline sync, or outside recipient. These are fine for me. Money is equals to integers and plus currency code, no double or float. This is fine. And decimal, never double, fine. Total by n, total percentile n, fine. The security rules, membership gated on emission must be greater than 0, fine. Data layout, these are the data layouts groups, so it's fine. And 6 hours, model layers, UIs, these are fine. Depth simplifier, ships, pairwise balances, share sum is total, fine. Net balance is 0. This is the script logic it is trying to create. Now here I need to be very cautious because I need to know whether the logic it created is right or not. Manual gold case script, fine. Mm, this is looking good to me. I just want to know the algorithm it created. So let me go back and create a new context. Here I'll give the context and I'll say that hey, what is the design for settlement logic? Explain. Instead of what is, I'll say explain because it has already worked on the design. I just need to know the design for it. If I see the design is not good, yeah, I'm going to ask it to change the design and make sure that I'm using it in the plan mode so that it does not change anything while I'm trying to get output from it. Surprised that it is able to handle edge cases early before asking. That's good. So it's saying when expenses are nil or settlements append only, will add integer since we are having depth simplifier, and so so it just checks expenses and settlements set to net zero. This is one settlement record. What does depth simplifier do? See, uh, here it is doing greedy max creditor. Now I'm not comfortable with this logic because I did not mention in that there will be at least single user, or it will always be zero balance. Uh, Now I need to take care of this partition into creditors, debitors, less than zero, drop zero, sort, because this greedy ensures that all the cases are true. But if there are any edge cases such that uh, if there is any single user or all the balances are zero, or if there is an uneven split, then this greedy doesn't work good. Uh, I look for an NP hard problem. So now I need to write such that okay, create plan such that it works well. So I'll give my update plan for settlement logic. This is my plan. I want to balance. Hmm, ensure balances are integers. Next, they sum to 0, and next I need to minimize the transaction count. It's not just I need to do transactions. I want to minimize the transaction count here, and it should be deterministic logic. Yeah. Now it is able to fix the logic in the way I need. Now let's go back and see what we are looking for. Now we are good. We have given our self reflection. it is able to convert it to we are able to write in a prompt, and we are able to know how to collaborate with AI. Like, we are making decision, we are taking communication, we are doing evaluation, and we are taking ownership of the logic we are doing. And I need to have mapped my current works with the principles, and I know where AI capabilities and what are the limitations are. Now let me prove that these are the limitations for AI. Let me ask AI. So I changed the model to a generic model. I use GPT-5. Now, now let's see. Uh, for something regarding hallucination, what can I test? What libraries or docs should I use for testing actor isolated asynchronous code in Swift? Let me check the output it gives. Yeah, new asynchronous unit tests. We are having Swift testing. We need async test suits, UI tests. These are all accurate. Domestic timers, delays, and debounce. Task scheduling. Unsafe cross actors. This is fine. It says test. Now, yeah, this is the hallucination it made. It says that Swift testing is real. That's fine. Now it gave me some of the doc links to verify. Fine, this is good. And but for the helper we got, we are awaiting main actor state in tests, which is what I have never seen, because this crashes the system, or it creates flakiness in the production code. So this is what is not acceptable to await main actor. These are the hallucinations which I can make. Now, to prove that it cannot, it is more versatile, I'll give one prompt to explain the difference for it. Now I'll say, hey, explain me main actor isolation in Swift. Now, to ensure that Swift UI view models, I'm taking in one response for an product manager, junior software engineer, and a senior software engineer. Let me see how the response varies for each of them, and how versatile can it be. So I'll say doing code view. Yeah. In the meantime, let's go back and see how it fixed it. So let me see. Plan updated in repo, balancer integer sends. Now it included subnet to 0, minimum transfer count. Now you can see. Previous it was greedy. Now it moved it to bitmask DP over subsets. right? Now to make it deterministic, it made it canonical member ID and sorted array. It never iterated a dictionary for ordered output. So based on my product, I'm able to give it the right decision and it is able to update my plan. So previously, to make one transfer, it needs to do four operations. Now it is able to come up to three operations, right? And it just gave me one thing I need to verify. Hazard is worth knowing about specifically dictionary operation order randomized. Okay. So it gave me design rationale why it did not choose dictionary. It says that dictionary cannot maintain order and it will be random. So it choose canonical member ID sorted array instead of dictionary, and it gave me summary of what it changed. So in this way you can verify and implement things. Now let me go back to the versatility of the code. Product manager. Okay, main actor gives SwiftUI model one control place, right? It prevents background work from updating screen instantly. Perfect. Reducing crashes, flickering, and hard to produce bugs. This is the perfect answer. Now let's see. Uh, for junior developer, it gave me example. Main actor observable product is loading and loading is true. It made it default. So we are waiting for product. Even though fetch products. Isolated to main actor, code outside main actor must choose a wait. This is true. A wait does not block UI while waiting. Task created inside view model for its main actor. CPU heavy synchronous works inside load because main actor dot run just send. So here we got lot of code and implementation details. Here you see that you are able to know the intent of using main actor. Here you are just seeing the code of main actor and why how to call main actor, but you never know why the main actor is used. Now let's see senior. Use main actor when type 1 state domain services and no synchronous work JSON after synchronization and load asking receptors fine boundaries escape patches. Here you are able to see combination of how you can use main actor and what are the places where you can use main actor. So based on your requirement, you can make the AI model more versatile. If you want to know something why it is used, you need to mention that act as a product manager and explain me this. If you want to ship something with the right intent, so you don't know what to use in your product and you want to use the right thing, then you should ask the model to act as a senior engineer. And if you know what it is and if you does not know what to use and whether do you use it as a like you just want a code to work on like a POC, then you can say that hey fine you act as a junior developer. I don't care whether it is scalable or not. Just do it, right? This is why we say that you need to be more versatile of using AI. Now, knowledge cutoff is very simple. We can give something that is updated recently, and you can identify whether it is able to recognize new things or not. I'll just give a simple thing. What changed about default actor isolation in Swift? the most recent fifth release. Yeah, let's see what it gives. It is taking some reference from the latest things. Let's see how well it can take. Yeah, it is asking a lot of things. Allowance. Don't allow blindly. I just allowed it because it is fetching from the official sources like GitHub and Swift.org. Check from where it is getting information from before you do. See, the answer it gave is the key destinations in here. Swift 6.3 is latest hacker isolation, usually mean around in Swift 6.2. Discord app, full settings or not. Okay, now it gave me the right thing. It gave me accurately that there is Swift 6.3 which is latest, and this Swift 6.2, and it handles active isolation. It changes people and remains opt-in language per module level, but it did not give me information about concurrency. We use concurrent in Swift 6.2, and things are main actor by default. So this is the knowledge it remote. I know this because I have experienced this before. So in this way, to ensure that AI is doing good job, you need to have good depth in the work you do. So you can identify these key things. So the key takeaway from this limitations and AI capabilities are takeaway. Yeah. So almost most of the times AI will do good job. It will nail well in the specific technical questions you ask, and it will flatten the audience, and it is more adaptable to problems you do. Uh, but errors are not always overlapped, and there are hallucinations in the libraries you use, and cross checking is very important when you are doing something. You need to check with multiple tools so that you won't end up uh, in a blind spot. And sometimes number of tools does not mean number of independent opinions. They'll be having same opinion. It's always better to cross check things instead of doing blind. Takeaway from trust AI, cross check things and decisions. Right. Now let's go back to here, and let's see where is the context.md file. Let's see what it did update to. So Here previously it was greedy depth. Now it says that hey, I need minimum number of transactions so that it is able to do in minimal times k minus p. It is solving NP hard problem. So this is good design. Now I'll say that hey, go implement and ask me the right decision. Yeah, this is how you use AI. If you have any doubts or anything you want to discuss, you can add it in the comments and we'll make a separate video for it. Yeah, I haven't gone in depth on all these four things, how to maintain based on the problem and all. It will be a separate thing on how you write prompts and all those things. This is an high level idea of how you can use AI effectively, efficiently, ethically, and safely. Yeah, that's it. Bye.